Hello, hello. Here is a Blender tutorial of creating snow and snow drifts. I will do my best to guide you through this tutorial, starting from a completely new file. And so we'll be starting with some setup. First off, delete this. We don't need that. Grab this. You're making a flat ground, not a square. Now, you're gonna want to come up here to edit. And then preferences. Now, since you're in preferences, you come to add-ons, type in node, and then you're going to want to enable this guy right here, node wrangler. All right, so next thing, you're going to want to come down here, drag this. You see, it's when you see this plus sign right there, like a little hit marker, you drag. You're going to want to come up here and go into shader editor. Make more space, you can get rid of that, it's not needed. Make sure you're on the plane, hit new. Then, this is where you're going to make the snow texture. And the settings that you're going to want. So, first, to adjust color and everything, you're going to want a hue and saturation. I kind of like having it on the end of all my textures, just in case I don't like the colors and all that. I can always adjust. This allows a lot of flexibility. And then, let's get a color ramp in there. Attach it to there. Now, oh yeah, I should probably say, Shift plus A brings up this. This is what I'm typing in. Now, you could come up here and find them, but the best way to find it is Shift A, because it gives you this search bar, and you can just type it. So the first one's hue and saturation. Next thing is a color ramp. Now, the next thing you're going to want is a Voronoi texture. So Shift A, and then you type in Voronoi, or Vor. And you're going to want this right here. Plug in the distance into the factor. Now, the next thing you're going to want is to Control T. You hit Control T. And then you can push these off to the side. Now you have all these. Let's take a look at what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. Alright. So, with your Voronoi, you're going to want these settings. I have -8. 8.2. Change this to smooth F1. And then keep that as Euclidean. As you can see, this changes it to have a little bit more roughness to it, just a little bit. So keep that there, low. And that's what it looks like. This is your basic snow texture. Now, you want to come over here. And you're going to want to type into right here, frame, or no, it's hashtag frame, divided by, and then you can use whatever number you want. I think a nice speed is at 720. Alright. And another thing, you're going to want all these to be the same. So you're going to hit Shift A, search, value. And you plug it into there, so they're all the same. And then you can just increase this or decrease this as you please. And that'll be important later. I'm going to just clean some of this up to look nice. Alright, so that's what that looks like now. The next thing is I go here, and I change these colors Let's change them to like a grayish, maybe bluish. And then this one will be just this one, but darker. You're going to duplicate it. And now, what we're doing now is we're adding in the texturing, like to make this look a little more textured. And I'll include the texture file in the description. I'll have like a link to it to Gumroad or Google Drive or whatever it is, whichever one I choose or both. So image texture, right there. And then you're going to want to input the texture. All right, I put the texture in and I plug it in, but it's not doing anything yet because you got to go do Shift A and then type in bump. And then you're going to want color into height and connect the two normals. Okay, everything seems to be right. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is lower this. This is just to give some roughness to it, you know, because it's just snow. And with this, you press Control T again. Of course, I'm going to make it look nice. Now, I'm plugging this value into this so that their scales are the same. So I'm going to do this to make it look like it branches off. Go like that. That's probably a bad idea, but I don't know. It looks nicer. I like having this all organized looking. Now, as you see, all this is here and all linked up, and this is what it looks like now. Now, what we did here is this is just a portion of the snowdrifts. As you can see, it kind of looks like there's a faint snowdrift on it, and this is all in one material. All right. Let's bring all these in more. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to bring in a cube. We deleted the cube, but we're going to bring in the cube. Okay. So what you want to do is hit S, right? And grow the cube. Now, you're going to hit S again and hit Z. There's a better way of doing that, but this is the simpler way for now. So you can just remember, you can scale it on the Z to make it smaller. Because you don't need this in the full size or anything. In fact, you should want it low to the ground. You're going to hit New. You come over here, you delete this. That's not needed. This is our fog. So hit Shift A, and then type in principled volume. So you need vol, so for principled volume. This is what you want to get. Drag this into volume. And this is what it looks like right now. So I'm going to do that. This is the color. You can increase the color or decrease it as you please. And now, the next thing you want to do, though, is actually not use this color, but come and get a noise texture. You're going to want to drag the factor into the color, and then you get a color ramp. So Shift A, color ramp. Place this here. You want the two colors to be those. And then you could change these as you please. I'm going to decrease this density way down. And I'm going to drag this light in a little closer because I want it brighter. Now, the next thing you're going to do, so I'm going to organize this a little. So you go to the noise, you hit Control T, and you're given this again, the mapping node. Now, what you're going to want to do is the same thing with the X. Type in #frame divided by 750. Now, you could use the Y with this as well, but I'm using the X. They're both the same. Let's organize this. Okay, so this is your mist, your fog. Now, you could lower this, you could shrink it, you could do whatever with it. In fact, you can go like that. But if you hit play, I'm gonna increase this so it lasts longer. That's not increasing it. There we go, the frames. All right, you can hit play down here, and you'll see that it looks like the fog is moving, and then you could see on the texture down there that there's even more. It's kind of like water and caustics, I guess. And yeah, I'd show you in cycles, but it doesn't look quite right. You can see how this fog has like more of a detail to it. Then you can probably like try to adjust any of these. Here, let's see if this works. Ooh, yeah, you can make it more faint. And if you want, you can do this. Make it lower down. And then make it like that. So it's now this is like snow drifting. You can, and because it's on a texture down here, you can still see it moving even though you're looking at it sideways. And then you look at the top. So this is it doesn't look as nice through the top. Here, because I made it so small. And then I put too much testing. Well, alright. That is how to make a snow drift. Snow drifting snow texture. And that is what I used in my intro for this video. And I'll have a whole section now of just going through, showing all the nodes for both of these. Now, remember this is #frame divided by however many frames you want it to go up to. And so I said 720. Same with this one, #frame divided by 720. It's to get that nice and slow. Now, I'm going to show the plain texture. Okay, so now with this, the texture that I used for the snow bump, that is something I made myself, and it does loop. So if I go like this, you can see there's no, it looks like it's looping. Like, you can, if you probably look hard enough, you can see it replaying. But I worked hard on this to get it to loop correctly and look nice. And that would be it. That is all for making a nice, simple, easy snow with nodes and procedure textures in Blender. Enjoy.